What's up, guys? Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is for you. Today I'm gonna put up another video. It's like a half puzzle, half how to play type of video. Instead of me just giving you guys all the answers, or at least what I think are the answers, I want you guys to actually look at these boards and think about how you would handle it, just real quick, and then I'll show you how I'll handle it, and then, maybe I'm wrong, maybe you're, doing a play that I wouldn't agree with, but whole point of it is just to, instead of me just yapping at you and telling you stuff that I think is right, I want you guys to think about how you do these plays, okay? So let me break down the board for you guys a little bit. So our Death Guard opponent went first on this map. He had Poxwalkers touch here. He's got enough OC and the Poxwalkers here to stop this Razorback just from driving on there and taking the point. He's got all the little buggies, 2 Death Shroud characters off the table, Demon Prince of Lone Op standing on the middle with OC3, and then the Lord of whatever, the Tallyman is back here doing Tallyman things. He's screening out. The deployment's all screened out. Okay, get rid of this. Go away. All right, let's talk about what we have. And keep in mind, this is the end of his turn, so this is what we're looking at before we do any pickup. So I've got an 8-man Paladin unit with a Librarian here. So notably, this unit is Lone Op 18, and against this matchup, even if he was to drive all the way up 10 inches, they're over 18 inches away from every feasible shot. Can't ever get shot down this way. So on this deployment, this Paladin unit is really strong right down this lane because most armies can't shoot them, and the stuff that does want to shoot them is gonna end up way up here. And we can likely go kill it, right? Okay, so then I have a Rhino with Scout 6. That's how it is in this little pocket. A 10-man Purifier squad on my home. 10-man Purifier with 4 weapons with Crow. Grandmaster Dread Knight with Hunter Sigil, and then 5 Strike Marines on my home to make it sticky. My favorite unit ever, the 10-man Interceptor here, and then a Razorback with 5 Interceptors in it. Alrighty, so that is kind of the list for right now. And let's break it down. Okay, sorry, I was just making sure my list was legal. So this could be 2 5-mans or just a 10-man, whatever, same deal. All right, so Grenades in general. Before we pick anything up, we want to look at the board and figure out where we could actually drop in and if we need to pick up. So right now we've got 3 LC to deal with here, 6, 7 LC to deal with there, and then a Poxwalker unit to deal with here. So I know that this unit should be able to take care of this Poxwalker unit with a 9-inch move. Stormbolter's in charge, right? That's my extra strike squad. They're very good at doing this, okay? So I likely am not going to have to commit my Paladins here to this play, which is very good, which means we can likely kind of shove the Paladins in this little pocket here, all right? Next is this 10-man Purifier squad. Are we going to be dropping this in anywhere to do anything this turn? I'm going to say no. Crow, same deal. We don't need to commit Crow yet. 5 Strike Squad needs to stay there for sticky, and the Grandmaster is just existing, and then this unit is doing the same thing as well. So I'll let you guys think about what you'd pick up here for a couple seconds. So you count to 5, whatever, and then I'll show you what I would pick up in this scenario. All right, so I would pick up Crow, the 10-man Purifier, and the Dread Knight. That is what I would pick up in this scenario, mainly because they don't need to come down this turn, and I like to have these up in reserve for rapid ingress. Alrighty, so we'll just screen out the strike squad so we can't get, Death Shrouded with 9 inches back here. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, cool. So that is the pickups, and let's go to our turn. All right, so our goal for this turn, number 1, we're going second. We're just to say it's taking hold, right? We're going second. Our goal for this turn is to lose as few units as physically possible and take our opponent off of all 3 of these primary. Or not off of, but to stop them from scoring. So what's easy to kill here with minimal investment? Poxwalkers are easy to kill, and the Demon Prince is not. He's basically invincible, and he's got Lone Op. So we've got to find a way to get 3 OC onto this objective with as least impact on us as possible. We are going to have to kill these and kill these. Okay, so again, we've got the Paladin unit, 5-man Strike Squad, 5-man Interceptor Squad, this 3 units in Deep Strike, and a 10-man Interceptor over here. And these are all the good shooting drones, okay? Just keep that in mind, the 10-2-3 ones, okay? And they pick the minus armor save for us. So I'll let you guys think about how you would break down this turn. if you want to pause the video here, and then we'll go down to what I think how I would handle it. Ready? All right, cool. So maybe you pause the video, and maybe you don't care, and you just want me to hear me talk, whatever. So here is how I would handle this turn if I was trying to win. Okay, so step one, we want to handle these Poxwalkers, right? They're going to be in cover, so they're going to have a 5+ save against Storm Bolters and a 5 Field of Pain. So they might end up being relatively annoying for us to kill. So what I'm going to do, this unit's going to move 12. Notably, I want to make sure that this unit, if it shoots, can fire and fade its whole unit back behind this wall, which it totally can, okay? Next, this unit inside gets to go out 15 inches because it is an interceptor unit. Alrighty, so remember, all we need is 3 LC here. So we're going to go out 12. So now all of them are Storm Bolter range. Okay. This Razorback is going to go 6 onto the objective. Just so you know, guys, you can this would have been pre-measured, so it always can move 12 onto the point. I maybe is off by 0.1 there, but that can be deployed where it's not shootable and can always make it here. So that Razorback's here. All right, I've got my 10-man here that's going to fire and fade behind this wall. My Razorback's lined up to shoot this. This is lined up to shoot this. And then now over here, how I would handle this, there's 2 different ways you can handle it. Number one, you can ask your opponent to, so yeah, there's 2 different options you can handle this. You can either tell your opponent that they're going to have to deal with these Paladins, or you are going to just go and basically trade the Strike Squad for this objective. Both are viable, but for me personally, I really need this Paladin unit to be alive for later in the game. So I am willing to essentially commit my Strike Squad to this play. So let's see, we get out 3, then we get to move 6. So these 2 guys basically over here, it's the wrong weapon. Okay, so now unfortunately we're only gonna be able to get 3 Storm Bolters here, but I believe that between the 3 Storm Bolters in charge, we will be okay. The Razorback, the Rhino here, we don't exactly care what it's doing. 2 things you could do: you could go drive it to the middle, but it's OC2, not really worth it. So I'm okay with just using this to do actions or whatever here. We know that based on where our opponent is positioned, this Paladin unit is not in any grave danger of dying. However, we do want to kind of develop them up the board because he's got 2 of the good shooting ones right here. So all we would need to do is pre-measure where they can go. So he can drive here, shoot that. Actually, we're gonna say that he was a little bit better. So this one can definitely go here and shoot down this lane. So are we scared of one of them shooting us? I don't think so. So we're gonna roll in advance with Terminators. We're gonna go 10 inches. So what I'll do here, we're just gonna plug them in a pretty aggressive spot. Don't actually have to commit that hard because we are still low up 18. So if he wants to drive this thing around, he could basically still not shoot us. Okay. Then now we're going to look at our deep strikes. So our opponent can't come in as turn 1. So do we need to put anything on the table? And if we put anything down, is it going to be in danger? So for me, I think no. If our opponent wants to bring in Death Shroud right here with a 9, like a straight up 9, whatever, that's totally fine. We are going to let him do that. We're going to leave these things off the table. Now you could theoretically just go like, I mean, no, I wouldn't. So this is how I would end my board. This is how I would do my movement phase. And then we're going to break down the shooting phase really quick. So same thing, guys. Look at how you would do the shooting phase here, and then we will be right back. Okay, so the shooting phase is going to be pretty simple here. So we are going to shoot essentially this whole unit here, and this whole unit here, and the Razorback here, and ideally kill it. So it's very important that we shoot the small unit, or the Razorback first, small unit second, big unit third. Razorback first, big unit second, this unit third. The reason why is because if we accidentally kill a ton of these with this unit, we need to make sure this unit still has a target to shoot. I guess technically they can shoot here. Doesn't really matter the order that you want to do it. And then we'll shoot the triple storm bolters here and charge. So I'll show you what the board will look like after we make this play. And then I'll move on to the next fun tip. Alrighty, so this would be how the board would look at the end of your turn. So let's just talk about why we're positioned this way with this unit and over here. So I rolled this for real because this actually is a little bit flippy, and I did leave it on 2, and then obviously he kills nobody back. But you know, that could go a lot of different ways. But either way, we did the job of taking that objective. So okay, over here we made sure that we could fire and fade back behind this wall so we don't get shot or killed next turn, right? We made sure to tow the Razorback onto this objective just in case our opponent didn't die for some reason. Over here, we made sure to get 3 OC onto the middle point through these guys' fire and fade. And notably, I stretched this unit out very far so that if he does push these units up to go try and play our primary, that we are going to be able to trigger Shadows of Anarch. He essentially can't move the Demon Prince. He can't move the Lilith of Brighthauler. He can't move anything really, you know, just so you guys have like a good reference. Anything to here, anything to here. So if he touches anything from here to here in that little bubble, we do get to pick up our intercept unit and get to use them a second time. And then also too, if our opponent opts to, you know, not go push out and trigger mist here, we have a very solid rapid ingress of either our Dread Knight or 10 Purifiers down somewhere over this way. Now we're going to lose stuff on this turn, certainly, but we are putting our opponent in a weird spot here, and our Paladins are staged to go play the game really well, in my opinion, on this side of the table. So that is where we are at right now, and that's it for like the first little scenario. I hope that like made sense. All right, what's up, guys? I'm back with another one. Here we go. So in this scenario, it is about to be the our opponent just ended his bottom or top 5. All right. So against the Knight matchup, a lot of the time your opponent will have a lot of stuff left, like in this scenario. However, you're going to be playing KG with all of your units the whole game, especially if you're going second. So I promise this is like a very real scenario. I've had this like almost exact thing come up many times. So I just want to break down how to do it. So the score is he's got 80 and we have 60, and we are about to have bottom turn. So we need to make sure that we do a few different things on our bottom turn. And that is, number 1, get a 15 on primary because it was taking hold. And number 2, set ourselves up to score every secondary possible that we can draw, right? So ones that are dead for us are going to be area denial. We don't want area denial. Storm is very achievable through 2 different means. Cleanse, sabotage. There's a lot of secondaries that we can get right now. So what we need to do is look at the board and then decide what we want to pick up. In a lot of scenarios, maybe either less experienced players or just people in general, we're going to be like, oh, my Grandmaster right here, he can go charge and kill Canis Rex. That's like super good for us, right? Like, in a theory, yes, it is very good. However, Canis is full health because we like can never interact with that guy. All our Purifiers are dead. All we have left is a 10-man Interceptor, 5-man Interceptor, 5-man Pure Strike Squad, and our Dread Knight. To his basically 5 Armigers and Canis Rex. This is a very, very real board state, I assure you. Okay, so pickups. We're going to look at the board and decide what we want to pick up at the end of his turn. So this interceptor unit can do what for us? So we can fly here. He can take this objective. We can go cleanse. It can never take the middle, right? It can never kill this. It can never kill this. It can never kill this. So to me, this unit is not ideal. However, something to consider here is cleanse, right? We need to control either this, or this at the end of our turn to get our 15. And then we're just going to look for 5 from secondaries, which is very, very achievable, by the way. Okay, so this unit does get here, but you have to roll in advance. It's a 1-inch advance, so like you're guaranteed to get there. However, you won't be able to do any form of action on there. So right now, if we were to pick this unit up and draw a cleanse, we would not be able to score it. So I'm going to leave this unit down. Okay. Next, this is going to be on 4 wounds. We have a Strike Squad here, and our 10-man and our Dread Knight here. Okay. So how would I handle this? Let you guys think about maybe what you'd go here. Remember, we're going bottom 5 and we're at the end of their turns, we get to pick up 3. Okay, so what would you do? All right. So I'm gonna pick up the strike squad right here, and the 10-man interceptor unit, and the Dread Knight. Okay. So why am I picking up these? So number 1, this is sticky, so it doesn't matter. Number 2, we're never killing Canis Rex here in the middle. And we are always going to be able to score this point with this unit or the Razorback with an auto pass. So what I want to do is just guarantee that we're going to be able to hold their home point. And there is a few different ways that we can guarantee that here. So drawing cards, right? We're for sure getting a 2 on cleanse. You know, we have access to storm, bring it down. There's so many cards that we can draw here to get our 5 points on secondary, behind enemy lines, engage in all fronts, etc., that I'm very confident that we can find 5 points in secondaries on this last turn, especially with a redraw. Assassination is not real because of this. Area denial is not real. However, outside of that, every single other secondary is very, very manageable for us to score. So what I'll do is we simply go right here like this. Boom. This is going to fly right here to do cleanse or whatever, whatever you draw. It doesn't matter. This Razorback, it doesn't actually matter what the Razorback does. It just falls back here, Battle Shock or not. Boom. Then all you do is say you drew Sabotage. You get to always Sabotage here. And then maybe, so let's just say we drew Cleanse and Storm. Right? Very realistic cards for us to draw in this scenario. And we were set up to draw Cleanse and Storm. All we need to do is drop this 10-man unit right here, 9 inches away. Shoot it. And then fire and fade 6 onto the objective. And just like that, we've now achieved Storm Hostile and Cleanse for 6 to win the game. Now you're like, oh well, Garrett, you drew exactly the cards you needed. Okay, cool. Let's do 2 other ones. Let's do Engage on all fronts and Sabotage and Sabotage because I didn't draw that. Oh, cool. Sabotage we instantly get for a 6. Game over. We drew Bring It Down and let's just say we drew Bring It Down and Cleanse, right? Bring It Down and no prisoners. Okay, cool. Now all we have to do is kill 1 Armiger. Another reason that I brought in the Dread Knight, like picked him up, because we can now go find a way to kill it. So to kill the one, say we did draw actually that. So this gets to go fly 12, right? We roll in advance with it. Boom. 5. Okay, then we drop the Dread Knight and the 9-man back here, like this. And now we have all the resources that we need to try and take down an Armiger. Okay. What other secondary? Like, I think you guys understand, like, we're so equipped to score secondaries here. We always get engaged for 4 points or for, you know, all the max corners. Again, the only way we would ever get, like, cooked here is if we drew like Mark for Death, Assassinate, but even then you get to like mark something and then redraw Assassinate into all these objectives. So really all we're just looking for, especially against Knights, is like, how can we mitigate or put the odds in our favor the most? And, you know, there are people who maybe were like, oh, well, if you just leave this stuff down and then now you get to go like either try and kill Canis or go fight over here. That's like very cool and realistic. However, keep in mind, this guy can interrupt, right? He can interrupt for 1 CP. He can fight on death. He can do so many different things in this scenario that, like, even if we were to like charge him with all of this, it's just not going to go well for us. And this Dread Knight does nothing from here besides, like, you know, shoot his non-melt is this way, right? This unit could go over this way, sure, but now we aren't set up to like get a confirmed storm. Again, we're looking for stuff that's always going to happen, and we guarantee get a storm hostile back here, and we're always getting extend because of this. But okay, that was just like the thought process there. Oh, that one made sense. Maybe that's just like kind of late game Grey Knight stuff. You don't always have to go fight people. Like there was a couple turns, like more than a few rounds in this tournament where I just like didn't fight anything for like the back 2 turns of the game and just went and scored points. That's like super realistic to do. So, yeah. All right, so this is a far more like micro little puzzle here, right? Or thought process for us. So we're just gonna talk through it real quick. So again, there's going to be a lot more like access to like units in this scenario, in like real life scenario. But in this specific one, I just wanted to go over kind of like how I view this sort of scenario. Okay, so you have these are the units that are going to be in play for us. And then here we've got a 10 Berserkers with Karn and a Forge Fiend that is really good at shooting and killing us. So inside of this Rhino, we've got 10 Interceptors. Inside of this one, we have 5 Strike Marines. Okay, so the goal of what we're doing here is how can we both mitigate the Forge Fiend and the Rhino on our next turn. And I'm going to show you. So if you guys want to think about it, remember we've got 10-man Interceptor in this Rhino, so it gets to go 15 with Fly. And then with the Fire and Fade, I don't know if you need to use it or not, but you know, maybe. Okay. Then you have Strike Squad, gets to go out 9, gets to walk out. The Razorback gets to move 12. This gets to move 12. Okay. So, and then we have Crow and Deep Strike. Alrighty. Because remember this, if you move within 6 of this Rhino, or 9, I don't remember which one it is, they can emergency disembark a bunch of Berserkers. So what we're doing, first of all, okay, let you guys think about how you'd handle this scenario, and then I will show you how I would handle it probably in this kind of a vacuum. It's kind of just showing you tools to have. Okay, guys, maybe with the rest of the board this isn't the right play, but I think this play is very solid going forward. So, alrighty, here we go. All right, so it is very important that the first move you do here in this side of the table is the 10-man Interceptor unit. Alrighty, so they get to get out 3. And now they get to fly 12. Okay, so they get to, remember, they get to fly over the top because they are very cool. And keep in mind, they can actually like kind of kill, like they can like theoretically like kill a Forge Fiend. You know what I'm saying? They're not like worthless. All right, so we're gonna do something a little interesting here, and we're gonna make sure our opponent has the room to get out. And you might be thinking, well, Garrett, why would we ever do that? Because we want them not to get out, right? Well, no. So we want them to get out essentially. Sorry. Let me make this legal really quick. Okay. We want them to be able to get out their whole unit right here. Alrighty. And we are going to have that be their current option. So we do this move and then we go, okay, would you like to reactive get out? And now what we've done is we're forcing them to reactive get out right here or stay inside of the Rhino. Alrighty. So if they choose to get out and go right here, now what does that do for us? Well, now freaking Crow gets to drop in right here and wax the entire unit, right? So that's option 1 for them. Option 2 for them is they stay inside, which is the correct play here, in my opinion, for the World Eater player, but it's still not good because we are putting them in a very bad spot. Now what we're going to do next is the Rhino is going to move 12, and now he can no longer get out at all, right? And then the Razorback is going to move 12, and then the Strike Squad is going to get out on the opposite side of the objective. They're going to get out to be basically right here. Okay. So what we've done now, we've got 3 different units on this objective. 2 of them have a decent amount of OC. So we got what 2, 4, 6, a lot of OC on this objective, and we are about to have this thing in combat essentially. Now, can Karn's unit get out this way and like do some advance and charge that way? Sure. So theoretically, it actually might be better if we go like this. Alrighty, and then the Razorback, kind of like you get out a teeny bit differently from this. What's important is we don't want to catch line of sight from this guy, so we can be anywhere behind that line of sight with this unit. And that is totally fine. Alrighty. So now Karn's unit is basically going to get funneled that way. Okay. So now we've got 2 different, down from here, we have 2 different options to do with the Interceptors. Number 1, do we just do a Fire and Fade and block both of these, or do we charge the Forge Fiend and hopefully kill it? In this scenario, I would charge the Forge Fiend. So what I'll do here is we'll charge the Forge Fiend. We're spread out in a way so we can always go tag the Rhino. So let's just roll a real roll. and then we'll go from there. So we got an 8. So 8 specifically, these guys do not have the base, neither one of them. So if you guys don't know, if you do not have the base, you do not have to, you only have to move closer. You don't have to move as close as possible if you don't have the base on a charge move. So what we're going to do, we're going to roll our 8. So we want to move this guy last. So we're going to go 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. And then this can fight because it's a, I think it can fight. No, he can't fight. And then we're going to go 8 to tag, go here. And let's see, this guy will go here. And this guy will go here. It's important we leave one guy within 4 inches of this thing. And then we're going to charge with the Razorback for a 7. Basically going to block off this whole way. And then our opponent was good, and they did not 1 inch. They 1 inch the wall, so we can't charge this way with the Rhino, but we're essentially plugging this whole way out. Okay. So now the reason we charge this here is because of blast on this guy. We don't really want him to shoot us. And then now let's pile in and let's just roll it for real. Let's see what happens. Looks like we're going to get to go with, I think I could probably have got in everybody but that guy. And we just need to say, make sure, actually, then he'll just wrap around with his 3 and closer and within 4. Very cool. And we probably actually don't even want to tag this in this scenario, but okay, let's roll it for real. So roll for lethals. We are lethal. So it's going to be 27 attacks because we're missing a guy. Cool. Hit with that many with 2 lethals, then wounding on 5s. Cool. So it does not look like we're going to kill it. Now he's going to have 5 up saves. So he takes 10 damage. Now, could we have grenaded it? Like, let's say we do want to actually kill it, so we're going to grenade it as well. So he takes 2. That's 12. And then we'll shoot the 40 Stormbolters and the Razorback at it as well. So here's the 40 Stormbolters. Actually, no, some guys couldn't see, so let's just do 4. Here's the Stormbolters. Always shoot your Stormbolters, guys. They're very fun. Look at that. He just took 2 more damage. He's taking 14. Razorback hits with the last cannon. Twin linked. Does not wound. That thing sucked, by the way. Hunter Killer hits. Does not wound. And then we'll waste everybody's time with this Stormbolter. And give him 1 more save. And he fails. So he takes 14 damage. That is enough to kill it. So boom, we do kill it. And then notably, now we are going to stay put. We do not want to tag this because we want Miss to be available for us. So that is kind of how I would handle that play. Now, if this lives, which is like realistic-ish, right? We're still in combat here and can't get shot. Karn has to come backwards, and then Crow gets to drop in right here and kill him next turn. So we're trading this unit for a Forged Fiend, essentially, and a Karn unit, which I am super okay with. And then other things that are going on, right? So he can't, Karn's unit can get out right here, right? But then we trigger Miss, then we get to pick up and Miss Rapid this way, right? If he goes this way, he has to get out 3, right? And then move away from me just to charge backwards with Karn. If a Forged Fiend is likely on this side of the table, it's not going to be able to come kill this. We've got 12 OC on this objective with a really good rapid ingress of either Crow for Overwatch or a Dread Knight on this side. And we are just in a really solid position in this scenario. So what we showcase there is how can you kind of get rid of a unit that your opponent has without killing it. And that is like a very core concept of Grey Knights is you have to be able to remove your opponent's units from having a huge impact on the game without like having to kill them. Because like, theoretically, if I had like charge and killed this with this, Karn's unit just gets to fall and kill me. So what we're doing is we're using the mechanics that we know of with disembarking and Miss of Deimos, et cetera, et cetera. So our opponent cannot just come and nuke us for free. Now he can get out, boom, and then roll a 9-inch charge, sure. But again, he's then in a position to where Crow's unit gets to drop super safe and nuke him down the line here and then not get killed on the crackback. So it ends up being like really favorable for us. And then Crow gets to kill him, pick up and go over here and then kill 8-bound and stuff. You can do this with every transport army in the game. You can do this exact play pattern. You have to play around the World Eater one a little bit because of the reactive disembark. But again, we forced him to have to make that decision on does he want to react to disembark here and then get nuked and killed by Crow. And we're punishing him by aggressively staging this unit, which Grey Knights, like especially this attachment, we don't have a really layered way of killing guys in a transport that are like in the same turn. Like we could drop the Dread Knight here and like maybe like kill it, but that's just like a risk that we don't need to take here, and a risk that is not really good in my opinion. So that's kind of 3 scenarios today. A little bit yappy from me in this video, but I think this is really cool stuff, and honestly these videos are like fun as hell to make. So like and subscribe, and thank you guys for watching.